Join us as we take a look at Western Massachusetts and the people that serve our community.
Okay, so the very first question you want to ask is, what's the story on how your business came to be? What made you choose to go into this industry instead of a different one?
Well, I've been in the restaurant industry pretty much my entire life. Any facet of it, from my earliest days in high school to straight on through to today. It seemed like a natural progression. I got in with a good bunch of guys when I worked at a chain restaurant, and it seemed to be the next best thing.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I got to ask, so why Springfield? What makes a restaurant in Springfield different than anywhere else in the world?
This is an additional location from our original, and the original location was a rather old place that we saw as a real great opportunity in the heart of downtown. And then as our success grew there, we decided to venture out into some other opportunities.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'd like to ask, what would you say your biggest opportunities are in 2011? What's the one thing that your customers will really notice about you this year?
This year over last year, I can't say that there's much more that we do differently. We have a couple positives that are always going for us. Our location is right in the heart of downtown, right across from hotels and right next to the Civic Center. So we have a automatic driven traffic from tourists and anyone venturing into the city, as well as the business district clientele that comes in for lunch and afterwards. So that kind of has a constant that always helps out. That doesn't really change us too much. And then otherwise we're sports driven, so it all depends on what the local sports teams are doing in each individual year. This one seems to be so far a down one, but 2010-11 was real fantastic. So you kind of just keep plugging away with what you know and focus on service and food and making every day a good day.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so what are some of the ways that you try and get your message out to people? How can people find you?
You can check us out here, just every day. We're open 7 days a week, just by coming on down to Springfield, or you can see us online at jtsportsclub.com. That's a rather new website for us, and we're kind of late bloomers into the technology game.
Sure. Okay. So what would you say is one of the most important things that you do to maintain an ongoing relationship with your current customers? What are some of your favorite lines of communication with them?
98% of our guest base is regulars. So it's a lot more face-to-face. It's a lot more just constantly doing things that we do every day. We don't do a lot of advertising. We don't do a lot of reaching out. And we just kind of rely on our good location and doing the things that we know how to do.
Sure. Okay. All right, so I'd love to ask this question. If you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring entrepreneur or even a long-time small business owner trying to run a successful business here in Springfield, what would that piece of advice be?
I would say not to give up. I would say if that's your dream, really understand that should be your dream if you want to be in the food industry or anything else that require being in a small industry. Your time is yours and it's valuable. Don't ever give up. And the hours are long. There is no easy answer. There's no easy escape. And then when you add on family life or your own life, and then just life in general, things can get pretty taxing. But never lose focus on what you originally got into it for, and don't get into any business unless it's your dream.
Sure.
I've been sitting around here. I noticed I'm not overwhelmed by the number of TVs, but there is plenty of TVs here for everybody to see. Just out of interest, how many TVs do you have here?
At current time, we have 38 televisions. That includes 2 big screens, and then a bunch of the flat screens that you see all around. So that affords an opportunity at just about every angle to see what you're looking for.
And I like to ask this because you're a sports bar, but you also have food. So anywhere that has food, this is one of my favorite questions. If you could tell a client, don't leave here before you try this piece of food, or this is our best piece of food, what would it be?
Well, we focus on a couple different things. If you wanted me to try to narrow it down, we do wings very, very well. That seems very basic, but we have dozens of different sauces, and it's one of our more popular items, as well as pizza. We don't really have an out-of-the-box signature item, but we do have a lot of fantastic sandwiches and wraps to go along with some popular salads.
Definitely smells good in here. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You got me from hello.
Well, we want to thank you for taking the time. I know you have a busy schedule for interviewing with us. And we hope to see you again and do another interview later on in the future and get some more information for you, maybe change a little bit or something. So love to see you again.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.